officials how local food pantries are addressing the community need as we enter the holiday season.
Interest rates are rapidly going down because of the Federal Reserve. More on this tonight.
Find out about the details in a major economic deal that was made this Wednesday between the United States and South Korea.
The most powerful hurricane recorded in history is heading toward the Bahamas. Find out about the impact of this and more as your Wednesday KSTV newscast starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good Wednesday evening, Portage County, and welcome to tonight's newscast at 6. I'm Evan Schofield.
And I'm Ryan Mead. Thank you for joining us.
And for locals who may need some extra support this year. Okay, KSTV's Sydney Brown has more. Hi, Sydney.
Good evening, guys. That's right. So this week is the deadline to sign up for holiday meals in the community, but part of a larger need. The director of the Center of Hope calling it a crisis. Friday is the deadline for the Hope for the holiday meals this Thanksgiving and Christmas, but Portage County is facing a greater need right now.
I have never seen it like this. This is for holidays, and usually we're just busy with holiday stuff. Not now. It is now a crisis being impacted on a holiday that everyone looks forward to, and now it's just all together. So the demand for food is great.
And this is part of a larger picture.
In the light of this EBT SNAP benefits maybe going away, we're already feeling the impact of people panicking because the EBT has not been cut off yet, but that's what they're anticipating, and they're making sure they have enough food in their home. So today,
Family and Community Services is working to battle the food insecurity in the community, but this weekend are also anticipating new guidelines as the government shutdown persists.
our centers are available, food.
You must go in person to register for holiday meals, but those looking to help support the community need are encouraged to volunteer starting next week when holiday packing begins. Sydney Brown, Kent Stater TV.
Thank you, Sydney. The government shutdown has now reached its 29th day without any agreements between the two major political parties. Most recently, Senate Majority Leader John Thune said talks to potentially end the shutdown have ticked up significantly, and the talks are a precursor for what is to come. The House passed bill to reopen the government will be voted on for the 14th time tomorrow.
People who are currently paying for Obamacare might see a huge increase in their rate, with prices expected to rise 26%. This would be the biggest increase in the decade, and researchers are saying that the price next year might be even higher. This is due to the expiration of premium subsidies that might become a result of the fight on the Capitol Hill with the government shutdown.
And the Trump administration is ending the automatic renewal of work permit extensions for immigrants, a move that could leave thousands of legally employed migrants in an unsettling place. Until now, workers waiting for their applications or protections to be processed were allowed a 540-day extension due to lengthy paperwork delays. Starting Thursday, that policy will no longer apply, leaving the migrants' job status up in the air.
The Federal Reserve has lowered interest rates by a quarter point for the second time this year. Economists say that this decrease is needed to boost a struggling job market. And so federal officials are making the decision without the benefit of federal economic data due to the government shutdown. This is the first time since the 1930s that they are setting policies without access to the government data.
This morning, General Motors said it plans to cut 550 jobs from its Ohio Ultium battery cell facility in addition to layoffs throughout the Detroit area. GM also plans to lay off 850 workers from its plant in Ohio, saying this is in response to customer plant demands. Production at the Warren, Ohio site will completely come to a standstill, which is expected to temporarily pause in 2026. The company anticipates a mid-2026 return.
Your first forecast on Kent Stater TV.
Hurricane Melissa has been weakened after hitting Jamaica to a Category 2 and is now heading for the Bahamas.
Melissa was labeled a Category 5 hurricane and the most powerful hurricane to make landfall on record. The Bahamas sent warnings to residents to take shelter.
Melissa is expected to weaken before it would make landfall in the U.S., but for more weather updates, let's go to our own Faith Nelson. Faith?
Thanks, Evan, and hello, Portage County, and welcome to today's weather. The recent days have been bringing in a chill. As you can see here at our statewide map, Toledo is at 54 degrees, and then as we go down, we can see Cincinnati drop 6 degrees, looking at 48. And then as we move over to the left side, we can see that it is a little warmer with 51 degrees in Akron, Canton, and Pittsburgh, and then Athens at 52. As we move into our more northeastern weather, we can see that Cleveland is 53, and it looks like all around the board is almost 53 degrees besides for Kent. Kent is looking at 50 degrees, which is a little bit colder. And then as we move into our hourly for tonight, it's looking like we're going to get a lot of rain. At 8 p.m., it should have 95% chance, at 10 p.m. 100%, and at 12 a.m. 93%, which as you'll see later on in our tomorrow, it will be raining all day. So hopefully this doesn't go into our Halloween plans. As we move into our next segment, today is 61 degrees and sunny. It was a little chilly outside, but everyone looked to be enjoying it. It was a little bit of winds with a 9 mile per hour, and the humidity was about 36%, which wasn't too bad considering the coldness that we had today. And it is soon to be November. On Saturday, it's going to be November 1st, and you can get your drinks at Starbucks. And that's all the info I have for you right now, and I'll be back shortly with some more.
Thanks, Faith. With President Trump making economic moves, receiving medals in South Korea.
Speaking with China's Prime Minister and diplomatic issues overseas, here is Nick Sheffa with your political news. Nick?
Thanks, guys. President Trump arrived in Jeonju, South Korea today, but was met with an unhappy crowd. Upon his arrival, he was met with a small vocal group of protesters holding up signs and play cards. The anti-Trump protesters were referring to the No Kings protest that was happening in the U.S. a few weeks ago, which was protested against Trump's supposed authoritarian-style agenda. The protesters in South Korea waved a cardboard cutout signs giving Trump a warning for Trump to leave Asia-Pacific alone. After negotiations between the United States and South Korea, Lee Jae-myung presented gifts to President Trump as a form of gratitude. South Korea leader Lee Jae-myung presented a gold medal and a crown to President Donald Trump after addressing the details of $300 billion that would be invested in the American economy. Although both sides have made progress, Trump said things are pretty much finalized. President Trump announced Wednesday that the United States and North Korea have come to terms on major economic issues. Trump says that they finalized a trade and discussed some other things with the national security. The agreement includes $350 billion worth of investment from South Korea, and $200 billion will be given to Korea in multiple years, led by shipbuilding corporations led by South Korean companies. President Trump and leader Xi Jinping are set to meet Thursday to discuss the economic trade conflicts and are affecting the rest of the world's economy. Tensions between the two countries have been high since Washington, D.C. started to expand export controls and Beijing tightened its hold on rare earth export curbs. A deadline for the leaders to sign a truce is the 10th of November. There's a lot of political news coming from overseas. Stay tuned to the Kent Stater for more overseas updates. KSTV, I'm Nick Sheffa.
Thank you, Nick. In Gaza, Israel airstrikes have killed a reported 91 people, including dozens of children, at a hospital, marking the deadliest day since the ceasefire. These strikes came after Israel accused Hamas of killing a soldier and staging a deceased hostage. Hamas announced what they called a criminal bombardment by Israel, which they have also said violates the ceasefire agreement.
This weekend, it's Halloween time to get your costumes and candy ready.
A certain vampire cult classic is returning to theaters. More details soon.
Hey there, welcome to Kent Core.
Kent Core.
To Kent Core.
Did you know that children growing up with poor air quality have smaller lungs and higher rates of asthma than children that grow up with good air quality? And unfortunately, poor communities have poor air quality. IQ Air Foundation is working to change this. Today, the IQ Air Foundation provides filtration technology to schools with poor air quality through our Clean Air for Kids program. Our goal is to help over 50,000 school children every year breathe over 90% cleaner air indoors, helping to level the playing field, reduce barriers to learning, reduce sick days, and increase test scores. Mitigating poor air quality is key to environmental justice. Help Clean Air for Kids reach more children at IQAirFoundation.org.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Well, we're getting ready for Halloween, and so I'm going to a haunted house this weekend.
You know, Ryan, that sounds like a great idea. Me too. It does sound like spooky fun. Our own Talia Scassa did attend a local Halloween event today. More on this, Talia.
Thanks, guys, and good evening. With Halloween in just 2 days, the City of Stowe held a monster maze today at their City Hall. The event was from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. today. The monster maze was more fun than scary for this Halloween. This was the first Halloween event ever for City Hall of Stowe for almost a decade. Many city employees and volunteers got into the spirit by helping pass out candy to children while dressed in a fun Halloween costume. City of Stowe holds many festive holiday events for their employees, but this year held an event for the public for Halloween.
The goal is to have engagement for employees, but we decided to open this up to the public because we just really wanted to cater to the little kids, really wanted to bring the public into City Hall.
The Monster Maze event was free admission, full of fun for everyone. City Hall had many decorations to bring the spooky mood this Halloween season. They had food trucks, photo ops, and special princesses and superheroes for guests, with the main attraction being a corn maze in the chambers, where kids can get candy at every corner they turn. City of Stowe also had their K-9 unit and fire department in attendance.
Anytime we can bring the community in to City Hall, it's their government, it's their taxpayer dollars. Let's put something out there that they're actually going to enjoy doing. So it's if they can come here and they can have, like I said, a safe place.
For more upcoming events in the City of Stowe, check their social media pages, and for more Halloween stories, check out thekentstater.com. For KSTV, I'm Talia Scassa.
Thank you, Talia. Don't get too scared for this one, because someone could be winning a terrifying amount of money, with the Mega Millions reaching a whopping $754 million this Friday. While this is the largest Mega Millions has reached on Hallow Eve, it's never out of the question to win it. There's also never been a winner on Halloween, so hopefully a full moon comes out in your favor tonight.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
guess who's back? And here's the rest of your weather forecast for today. So as you can see, tomorrow is going to be 48 degrees and raining with a sunrise at 7:54 a.m. and a sunset at 6:22 p.m. It is getting sooner and darker than you're expecting. And as you can see, the moon phase is a waxing gibbous, which if you guys didn't know is where the moon is half lit but not fully lit. And then the humidity is 93% tomorrow, and the rain chance is going to be about 80%. So make sure you bring an umbrella because it is going to be raining heavy tomorrow. And as we move into our extended forecast for the rest of this week, we can see that it is a high percent of rain all week. Tomorrow is 79% and Friday is 12%. Hopefully that doesn't interfere with kids' Halloweens on Friday. And then on Saturday, when we hit November 1st, it's going to be about 52 degrees with a 10% chance. And then down to some warmer days on Monday and Tuesday, it is 58 degrees. And the low is 36 for this week, which is pretty chilly, but not yet until we have to wear a big fluffy coat. With all of that, there also is some sun on Tuesday, no clouds. That is beautiful. And there is going to be some fun November drinks coming up too at Starbucks. And with it being the last week of October, this is my last spooky joke. So today's joke was provided by our own Maddox Miller. What is a ghost's favorite fruit? A blueberry. See you next week, Portage County with KSTV. I'm Faith Nelson.
Thank you, Faith. Always here with the jokes. Now, Ryan, I heard Twilight may be back on the big screen soon, and I'm wondering, how excited are you?
Oh, I'm just ecstatic, Evan, and just in time for Halloween. But now for other entertainment, we have Claire Dewar with us for other entertainment news. What do you have for us, Claire?
That is right. If you are a fan of the Twilight saga and never had the opportunity to see it in theaters, now is your chance. As the beloved vampire movies will be returning to theaters as it celebrates the 20th anniversary of Stephenie Meyer's first book. The original Twilight that premiered in 2008 will be in theaters beginning today and running through November 6th. The saga will be shown in all theaters nationwide. The Rock Hall Foundation has announced more stars that will be in attendance for the induction ceremony on November 8th at the Peacock Theater. Some include Chappell Roan, Jim Carrey, and Avril Lavigne on the guest list. There are also several notable inductees for categories such as Musical Influence and Excellence Awards. You can watch the ceremony live on Disney+. Paramount Skydance, which is the sister company of Paramount, has plans to lay off 1,000 of its employees. This news comes from CEO David Ellison as he sent a memo to his staff saying that this decision comes as they plan to restructure their priorities. These layoffs will directly impact jobs within Paramount's corporate departments as well as TV, film, and streaming. For KSTV, I'm Claire Dewar.
How are you doing today? As coming up, a perfect day is underway for our feline friends as we'll tell you about National Cat Day.
The Toronto Blue Jays tied up the World Series at 2 apiece with a victory last night. We'll see how Toronto got the series back to even and more.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
read. Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now. No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time. Planting seeds of inspiration to motivate some magic. To change the writing on the wall, writing on the wall. One book can make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life. People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
A week after the NCAA approved a rule to allow student athletes to be able to bet on professional sports games, the NCAA has decided to delay this rule change.
This rule change was expected to take place as soon as Saturday. However, SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey asked for a reversal, and the NCAA board decided to delay the vote until November.
The board will need to have 2/3 vote majority in order to pass this bill. Well, for more updates about this updated bill, we have Maddox Miller with us for more sports report.
Thanks, guys. Well, as we enter deeper into the fall season, there are a lot of sports winding down, including some of our own Kent State athletics, as we'll get started out in Athens, Ohio, where over on the volleyball court, the Kent State volleyball team faced off against Ohio University yesterday in Athens. The Flashes fell 3-0 for their third straight loss of the season. Senior outside hitter Mackenzie McGuire led the way for the Golden Flashes with a game-high 12 kills. Next up for Kent State will be a return home for a Friday matchup against Ball State at 6 o'clock. And on the soccer pitch, the Kent State women's soccer team took down Miami of Ohio earlier today in their last regular season game. The Flashes fell short 1-0 against the Redhawks as senior Shea Taylor netted the lone goal of the game. Despite the loss, the Golden Flashes will still be back in action on Saturday for the MAC tournament. Both the time of the game and opponent are unknown. And now we're going to take a trip to Los Angeles, where the Dodgers took on the Toronto Blue Jays in Game 4 of the World Series. It would be Kike Hernandez getting on the board early for Toronto, as he would score Max Muncy here on a sacrifice fly, making it 1-0 in the bottom of the second. Top of the third here, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is going to monster mash this ball out of the park as he gets this one to make it a 2-1 Jays lead. Jays would add a third, make it 3-1 as Ty France hits a sacrifice ground out, making it 4-1. And Bo Bichette here in the top of the seventh would hit an RBI single off the wall, scoring Andres Jimenez, making it 5-1 Jays, trying to run away with this one after an 18-inning Game 3. Trying to tie this up 2 apiece. And it would be Addison Barger hitting one more RBI, getting an RBI single. Vladimir Guerrero scoring on this one to make it 6-1. Jays would take this one 6-2, making it a 2-2 series, as Game 5 is tonight in LA before the series will head back to Toronto. Speaking of Game 5, we're going to look at that right now. It will be played at 8 o'clock on Fox. It is a pivotal Game 5 as both teams look to capture a 3-2 series lead and move one game closer to winning the World Series. On the mound, it's a Game 1 rematch between Toronto's Trey Savage and LA's Blake Snell. That Game 1 being an 11-4 Dodgers victory. I see LA getting the Game 5 win and taking the series back to Toronto, one win away from back-to-back titles. And that is all I have for today. To stay up to date, all things Kent State or more, head over to KentStater.com. For KSTV Sports, I'm Maddox Miller.
Thank you, Maddox. Batman is back, but in the form of some original costumes. Find out how these costumes came to fruition and more next.
How's your hair? Is it pretty?
Daddy.
It's pretty.
Maybe I'll say it.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Batman and Robin original costumes that were worn in the classic television show were sold at heritage auctions. These costumes worn by Adam West and Burt Ward on the 1960s ABC series sold for nearly $600,000. Several other characters that appeared in the show were also sold for a high value, including the Joker and Catwoman. In total, the total auction was more than $3 million.
Dog owners, move aside because today is National Cat Day, aka the Better Pet, and it's a perfect time to hang out with your furry feline. Cats are independent yet loyal, and ownership in cats is only rising. 49 million households already own cats, more than mere 2 years ago. Organizers of shelters encourage people to adopt cats to help them with shelter burdens, so go get a cat today. Now, before we do get into the kicker chat, I want to wish the awesome Tyler Schlosser a happy birthday.
Yeah,
now,
happy birthday, Tyler.
A question for you. Dogs or cats, and why?
I'd have to say dogs. I just feel like they're more friendly because I feel like I used to have a cat as well. I had both cat and dog. My cat was kind of stinky.
Yeah.
But we have people over on the desk. So that's going to wrap up our Wednesday newscast.
Well, for more from us, check us out over at the Kent Stater. I'm Evan Schofield.
And I'm Ryan Mead. Have a great night, Portage County.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Dad! Okay, here we go, throw it! Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.